Meet Ananya, a software engineer at the forefront of Web3 and DeFi. She is a founding member of Polynomial Fi, a cutting-edge platform transforming how derivatives are traded on Ethereum Layer 2. Polynomial stands out as the first Layer 2 with a native liquidity layer, making perpetual futures trading faster, more efficient, and accessible. So come join our conversation. What caught my attention about you was the fact that you were already making profits, building products while being a student. Tell us what called you to become a software engineer.
I am an Indian. You basically have two options, become a doctor or an engineer. I was not into that. I didn't want to do biology. I liked math. I decided, okay, we'll do engineering. Okay, you give a national level exam. It is, I think, world's toughest or second toughest exam. So I gave that, got an admission in IIIT Allahabad and decided to be an engineer. When you go to university, you have to get a software engineering job. There are kind of two paths to do it. One is you do something called competitive coding, which is basically there is a problem and you solve it. You do 500 questions and you will get a job in Google or Amazon or one of the FANGs. And then there is this another way where you go about building your resume, you do all these projects, you do all the hackathons. That is another way which works because now you have a resume which shows that you know stuff. Okay, I chose that way from the beginning. It's a harder way to go because what you think makes sense and is cool to build, likely after 4 years you will feel like a kid project. I launched 4 or 5 products on this site called Product Hunt. I started doing that a lot. After, I think during COVID, we started building this platform. It was a SaaS called Feature Monkey. So it was a feedback tracker. It was a simple platform where, let's suppose you are a company, you can have this version of this platform for yourself and your customers can basically give you feature requests or bug tracks and all that stuff. We launched it and I did my intern in Hackathons. It's a competitive coding company. They became the first people to do a recurring subscription of that platform that I made. We sold a bunch of lifelong subscriptions for that. So that's how we made a bunch of money and then I got some grants on it. It was fun making it.
It's amazing. And how did you end up choosing that particular SaaS product to build?
While I was building a bunch of stuff in the past hackathons, we kind of came to this conclusion that it's good to take references and motivations from things which are working and then build it yourself. It helps you learn, okay? Rather than you thinking that, okay, I will do something which nobody has done. It's harder to learn because I was in a college. My focus was more about learning how to build. How I often used to do that is you check something called Hacker News, a platform where you see people write tech articles and launches and then there is Product Hunt. So you go there, get inspired and build something like that. For Feature Monkey, what happened is the person I built it with, my teammate, he's now my husband. Okay, so
oh, that's where he came from.
No, he came from college itself. I met him in the first hackathon I ever participated in. He actually applied to a company which was building a competitor of it, got rejected. So we decided, okay, we'll build it now.
That's amazing. What has happened to that company ever since?
It's a decent company. It's called Canny. They are a company of, I think, 10, 12 people who are doing it full time. This industry is also very big. Customer feedback tracking. A lot of companies are there.
And what do you think about the impact of doing hackathons has had on you in regards to developing your business acumen?
I think that actually impacted a lot. It's very high dopamine. Okay, you build something in like 2 days and it's getting judged because it's a competition. So you win something, you feel very nice. Then you spend like a week or 2, make it perfect. You go to launch it. And then if you actually make something out of it and it starts like you start doing a paid subscription, once in a while you make money and you're, wow, this is so then you got a job, okay, you got your first job. There was a goal to track, okay, I want a first job, but then it's very steady. What you do doesn't change the world, right? Like what the company does might change the world. What you do doesn't. It's like very, very small. That's when I felt like I am not enjoying it that much.
So it's the feeling that comes with the contributing to a company versus building and contributing to something that's...
Yeah, it's like you want to feel mattered. Like your actions should matter something. That's what I felt. It might be different for different people, but I felt that it's fun to have that.
So how did you end up transitioning from Web 2 into Web 3?
It's very weird when I think about it now. I kind of transferred because of FOMO. So what happened was I was working in Gojek. I graduated during COVID, so I was at home and it started becoming very boring. You stay with your parents, it is very, very comfortable. You stop feeling the need to earn money. So I moved to Bangalore. In Bangalore, a lot of Web3 events and conferences used to happen. I started going to them, feeling that I am already late to Web3. Now it is 2021. I heard it first in 2017. It's already like 4 years. If I still don't move to Web3, it will be very late. So I will regret it after a while. So that's when I decided, okay, I'll move to Web3.
Was there something within Web3 you felt you were missing out on?
So Web 2 is this, like our normal software industry. We know how it works. So it's very rare that you build something new from the ground up. Okay, let's suppose you are an Uber. Okay, and then you start building another ride company. There are like 25 other ride companies. There is Uber, there is Gojek, there is Grab, there is there is one in China. Okay, so every problem you get stuck at, there will be at least 100 people who have been stuck at this and solved it. You search something, you can just find big articles on how to do it the best way. But Web3 is this industry where nobody knows how to do even the basic things. It's something so new, like how internet happened. It was new, right? So it's same as for Web3, right? It's like changing the way of something that exists. It's good to be early at it. I am still a strong believer that it only makes sense in DeFi. Everything else is not that useful if you put Web3 in it. Nothing changes, but DeFi is an actual problem. Finance is an actual problem which blockchains and decentralized finance and cryptocurrencies are solving. It's the actual use case and the biggest use case.
That's how you ended up joining DeFi, which is a pivot from being an engineer to now stepping into the deep waters of finance.
That's why I want to work in this part and not like a social part of like the Web3, like the forecasters kind of things. I will go to the DeFi part. Money is the biggest thing in the world. If you are in money, it's good, right? It moves countries, it moves everything.
And with that comes also the greater sense of responsibility that it's also more challenging.
Yes, it's very hard. Like once, like every now and then we wake up at 3 or 4 at night because somebody is not able to close their position. What Polynomial is, it's a leverage trading platform. We can come on that further. So basically you open like you are longing or you are shorting. So if you're not able to close a position, you will lose money. The people will be very angry. You have to wake up at 3 o'clock. Every small thing you do, somebody might lose money. And you are in DeFi and blockchain, which is all smart contracts, your things get hacked and you lose like billions and millions of dollars. It's very hard on the mind. And it is 24/7. It's like market doesn't stop. Your traditional market at least closes after 3 o'clock. It's okay.
Yeah, it's definitely like a higher pressure environment, and with that also comes the higher remuneration. So how did you end up joining the founding team of Polynomial? How did that look like?
When I decided that I want to go to Web3, I tried doing interviews for a while. I figured out that Web3 is this industry where it's not like Web3 companies have a lot of people. It's generally that there will be a 10 or 20 people team managing billions of dollars. If you consider how much one person in the team is managing, it's a lot of money. While the traditional software companies are usually bigger. Because this industry is a bit newer, entering is a bit harder in the sense that the companies are smaller. They don't have a lot of time to teach people. Or how to get in is defined, like all the companies will give interns, you will be able to learn very easily, but it's not that for Web3. Web3 teams prefer people who know what they are doing. because it is small teams. You can't have a 13 people team and have 2 people who don't know what they are doing, right? So I figured that it is not possible for me to get a job there because I don't have any experience in this industry. So I started going back to hackathons, started doing a lot of bounties and freelancing, building a bit of resume so that people feel like, okay, she knows what she's doing, at least has an idea, right? And then I got a job in this company called Socket. It was a bridge aggregator. Like in Web3 you have bridges, so this company was aggregating and they are building bridges. I worked there for 6 to 7 months and then I switched to Polynomial.
That's a good tip for anyone who wants to move into Web3 because the Web2 experience can only carry so much weight. Web3 is just a different beast. You are working in Polynomial as like a founding member, as an employee, wearing multiple hats.
You have small teams, you have 13 people team, you can't hire for everything. We are a very engineering heavy team. Even the people who are doing non-technical are actually software engineers. Our community, we have one community person, he's a civil engineer. He was, okay. So,
that is very diversified, by the way.
So we have these channels in our Slack, which are basically about what are we going to tweet, and everybody is interacting in that channel. There is no separation. You want to hire a person, you have to do it yourself. It's like you don't have an HR, okay? It's not possible to have HR in a 13 people team. You have to do it yourself. It's fun. You get to know everything.
And hence why also like getting into the industry, it's a much higher bar because you have to be ready to do so many different things. By nature, the industry is very multidisciplinary and that reflects in people's jobs management.
I feel like the industry is very open for new people, but it's more like if a person wants to come. It's like it's more of there is no straightforward path to come in. That's why people are not able to come in. But if you want to, it is very easy to get in because it's like there are so many things which nobody knows what to do about. It's like how we prefer to hire people nowadays from community. A lot of companies want to do that. We prefer that more because now these people actually know what you are doing and they know what is DeFi. Web3, not a lot of people know it. So anybody who has some idea on what it is and you are better than 90% of the people. It's like bar to entry. It's like very easy, like if you really want to come in. Like you just need to know, okay, you need to know basics and you are good. Because 90% of the people don't know. Like more than 90, right? Like you go back, you ask somebody what is a MetaMask or what is a wallet. They won't know. If you know that, you are so much better. You actually know how to send a transaction.
Basic things. What I see that Web3 is doing differently from Web2 is this community part where you even have the ability to skip onboarding people into the organization, what they do, why they do it, and an overview of the product. I come from Web2, so we used to do so much of that, and I've seen so many clients do so much of that as well. But in Web3, that community building, like you're saying, already able to grab those individuals, which has been an interesting one for me to witness that I wasn't as used to. And I'm glad to hear that is what's working in Polynomial. I know you're also hiring, so if anyone wants to be a part of the community, join the conversation and learn more about DeFi and what you do with Perpetuals, this is the right place to go check out the job descriptions and get familiarized with what's happening in the space. And with that, what has kept you excited about the work you're doing?
I think we are still very early. Perpetuals is a very big market. It's a some $1 trillion market, and on-chain is just 3% of it. Okay.
Oh, still?
Yeah. So there is
Wow.
there is a graph. If you see that for a spot, it kind of increases over time, and on-chain is now having a bigger portion of spot in DeFi, in finance rather than off-chain. But Perpetuals is still very low. So it's still a lot to do, and we are very early to think that it's done. It's just starting. I think there is a lot to do.
That sounds definitely like an exciting one because you have edge in the early days of the industry that you can test so much. You already have like a lot of users, which is a testament of the appetite there is for decentralizing all of these. And before we continue, would you be kind to explain for anyone watching who isn't a part of the Web3 industry what Polynomial does?
So Polynomial is an L2. It's an L2 for trading perpetuals. We have this one product which we have built for trading perpetuals. Perpetual is the future without an expiry. We let you trade with leverage. So you can have $100 but trade with $1,000. So you can trade with 10x your money. Basically, if something moves by $1, you will make $10. And if something reduces in price by $1, you will lose $10.
It's fascinating because I was doing so much reading about Polynomial, and it was fascinating to learn how it's permissionless and, from what I understand, have the infrastructure for liquidity on L2 that's native. And for me, it was like, whoa, okay. Then you go down a rabbit hole, read, and it makes you feel you are on the edge of the innovators group, picking out what they're building. It's awesome to see more women being at the forefront. I would like to see and meet more people like you because you get inspired and you get so many fresh ideas just by talking to individuals like yourself.
It's fun, I feel like, but yeah, like the women thing you are mentioning, I also find that it's a problem, like how less women are in entire software in like industry or like in Web3. It's like very hard because I often feel this, it's good to see somebody as an inspiration, and it makes it difficult when you don't see somebody like you. It becomes harder to get in because you don't have an inspiration.
Tell me more about that in Web3. If we go deeper, in India at least, what is the ratio, if you were to ballpark, between women who are in engineering roles versus men?
I think it's not just India, it's globally. Women are way too less in engineering. They might be in the field, but engineers are very less. You hardly find anybody. You go to any conferences, it will be just like men in black t-shirt and shorts. That's all there is.
It's definitely a tough one. I think in many technical roles it is. Hence why I think more and more women can become builders as they use AI tools without needing to learn how to code or read Python, JavaScript, or C++. And now you can go ahead and literally just give a good prompt and magic.
Yeah, it is so good, right? How it is helping people to build. I don't think that this is something that will take away jobs. If you are an engineer, you should take itself. If you don't use something that is making your life easier, you're competing with a lot of people who are using it and they're doing it faster than you. People who are creative and who want to do will do. Okay, you still can't compete with creativity. If you're interested in doing it, you will still win. You will still be able to execute what you want to. Over time, when you do it 100 times, you will make something very epic and it will change the world. There are people who are making AI videos, there are people making music. Like I was talking to a person here and she was showing me that, oh, I have generated 1,000 songs on Suno. It's just so good, right? Like a person sitting and just generate songs, and after 1,000 songs, you will figure out what you want.
It's a matter of how many reps you're doing, and you keep getting better at engineer prompting and using Cursor or Replit or whatever it is, Claude, ChatGPT.
Consistency helps everywhere. You will become epic.
You felt you were late to the industry back in 2021. Many people are still onboarding in 2024, 2025, and it's still relatively early compared to the decades of time ahead of us.
Best time to do it was yesterday, and the second best is today. Just come.
What advice do you have for anyone who wants to onboard into Web3 but doesn't know where to start?
Web3 is at this stage where it is so early that they reward people to just try it. Like we have airdrops, right? It is just rewarding people to try it. No other industry ever had that concept. If you are trading somewhere, you might lose your $100 you traded with, but it is likely that you will get a big airdrop, like you will end up getting 50k of airdrop. The industry is so early, so you should just go and try. You should take some money, play around. Use it as an education fund. Take 100, 500, or just play around with everything. You will understand what is happening. Once you try a bunch of stuff, you know what you want.
How to avoid getting distracted by the noise of Web3 with so many different things that are up and coming at all times that may not be contributing to the development in the industry, but they're just nice, flashy things?
Feel like that are a lot of things that we feel are like so Web3 has cycles. Like every 4 years you have a cycle. Like there was a DeFi summer, then there was NFTs, now there is this meme tokens that is happening.
AI agents.
Yeah, there is AI agents. So I feel like in every cycle, even though there is a lot of noise, there is a lot of things that doesn't make sense or are just weird, okay? But out of all these cycles, 1 or 2 projects come out which are very good. Like from the NFTs, Pudgy penguins came out. Every time you search any GIF, a Pudgy penguin will come. It is so common. It's good. It kind of became very big. It's a very big project now and it's good. In 2017, during the DeFi summer, all these projects came out which were very good. They are still huge and they innovated so much. I think that what will happen is projects will start raising money via launching meme tokens first and then build something. Like we saw the project raise money and then it's like, okay, I think we should build it now, and then they started building it properly. So it might come out like that. A very good way is to just read Twitter, follow a bunch of good people in the industry and just read. Like when you read, okay, he's saying something, I don't understand, start searching and then you learn to, so it helps.
Yeah, absolutely. And I usually go in and copy, paste, put it in ChatGPT and ask it to basically break it down for me to understand it in the way I know I process information, and it definitely helps.
Like blockchains and crypto it's so much about money. You are scared, but didn't we give so much money to a college? It's okay. What will the worst can? I lose $500. It is okay. Consider it an education fund. My younger siblings were calling me and asking, what is it? Can you teach me? And me and my husband are like, we won't teach you. You Google, you figure out how to make a wallet. Give me a wallet address. I will give you $100. It is okay. Don't study, right? Just try it. It's always better, right? Don't be on the sideline commenting. You will take advice from a person who does it. Let's suppose somebody is telling you that crypto is a scam. There are 2 people, one who has tried it, who has done it, and then there is this other person who doesn't even know how to buy a coin. You won't listen to the other person, right? You will always go and ask the first person.
So it means becoming a user, it's the best way of learning. Yes. Beyond just reading and the theory of it.
Most of the things are not important. If you find it fun to know how a thing works, you can read it. But most people don't need to know it. Mm-hmm. They just need to know what it does and how I can use it for what I want to do. That's all you need, right? Maybe you want to know how polynomial works. For most people, it's enough to just know how to trade, how to open a position, or what a wallet is and what is a gas, or why do you need it, okay? That is all you need. If you are a bit more, you want to know how polynomial works, it's enough, okay? But if you just keep on reading, now you start questioning. How does a transaction go to a blockchain? Or how do you mine it? It's not important. You can just ignore it. When we start using internet, we don't really need to know how internet comes to your house. It is okay, something is happening. Just use it, then you will know what you want.
That's a great piece of advice.
You just need to figure out how to do what you want. You use it, you figure out after using it for a while what you want to do. There are so many opportunities, community stuff that you can do. There is this account of called Zag BTC. Okay, all he does is he investigates hacks, and it is so interesting to read it. He goes and every time there is a hack, he will give a detailed explanation of what happened and try to recover it. There are jobs like that. You can do so many things.
Choose your own adventure. Choose your own.
It's like finance, right? Like, if there is a way to make money, people will make money. You just need to go and check it out.
If it's not for you, then you move on to the next thing.
Yeah. It's a big thing. There will be something that you like.
There's something for anyone in this parallel world. And before we wrap up, how did you end up following the concept of parallel societies, pop-up cities, network states?
I think I just came here without any expectations. I work remote. You don't see anybody. All you do is a video call with people, right? And it becomes very boring. So when I saw that network school is happening, I was like, why not? I have to work remote anyways. I really loved it. It's just a very good decision that I made. You met so many people. Everybody is so different, but yet so same. In the way that if you say something, and if they say something, you understand it. If I go out from here and tell somebody that there is a token called peanut or mog, they won't understand. When we did the token launch, everybody here learned what liquidity providing is, which was a very niche thing. Like, we talk so many things. It's just so good, right? Like, you say and the other person understands, and he says and you understand, which is not possible outside.
Wow. It's like you find your tribe. Definitely experience. I can imagine going around to friends or family members and then be like, what is liquidity? What's a DEX? What's a wallet?
What is a meme coin, right?
Yes.
You go out, you try to tell somebody what a meme coin is. They will like, it doesn't make any sense. Why are people betting on a squirrel or a dog? Like, it doesn't make any sense. Or what is this image and why it values like $2 million?
That's always a question. How did that meme coin reach a couple of millions of dollars in market value? Like, most people don't understand what those things are.
It's okay to question it, but for questioning you need to know what to question, right? Like, you need to know something to question.
Amazing. I definitely am learning something new from you every time we talk, which I appreciate, and hence why I love talking to you. So how can people find you or connect with you?
I am on Twitter. It's like Agarwal Ananya. So yeah, that's the best place to reach me.
Awesome. Until then, we'll catch up in the cloud. Bye, everyone.